off versus Anhilda.
Arise and carry out our lady's will.
All eyes shall be.
Pretty sure I don't need Dark Skies against Warrior. Maybe could have kept the Derailed Coaster. Reform's scheme is very nice. I got an achievement for my turn starting. That was cool. Oh, there's a Darkest Hour. So next turn I probably just pass. Turn 5 I play Scheme. If it lives, Darkest Hour. If it doesn't, Ring Matron. Okay, he's almost certainly going to be Big Warrior. Hysteria is pretty good in this matchup, but if I don't kill these, then my scheme is definitely not going to be that good next turn. So it's kind of... I don't know, it's still kind of a sketchy play. Not sure how I feel about this matchup. If they get down a Rattlegore relatively early, I can't ever really deal with that. Eye of Cthulhu and Reform Scheme are both pretty good against that thing. I think I'm okay picking up this other scheme. If this dies, it'll be good on like turn 9 or 10 with Darkest Hour. Minefield, sure. So Derailed Coaster puts 5 minions in play. Alright, let's just force him to have another board clear.
Here for a good time.
Okay. I think I do prefer just playing Ring Matron over Deck of Chaos. Deck of Chaos has been a pretty underwhelming card in this deck.
I have no master.
That's pretty annoying. I wanted to just play Dreadlord Strongman this turn, but I think I have to kill this.
I see your weakness.
So I can play Nether Breath to save a 3/2. I think the Nether Breath is just not that useful.
You're in my school now.
Hopefully one of these 3/3s trades with the 3/2. Or, I don't know. If I'm playing Darkest Hour next turn, maybe I don't want that. Hoping for something that kills Troublemaker. Didn't hit the rabbit, unfortunately. And the bad snipe. This is definitely a bit of a low roll on the Darkest Hour, but... no buts really. It was pretty much the worst selection of minions I could have hit. I guess, like, Circus Amalgam over the Dragon would have been worse, because it would have made my in-hand N'Zoth worse. Still a pretty threatening board. given that he just played a board clear. Gonna hold back on the strongmen, I think. Although I have seen a brawl. Fuck it, I'll play one. Actually, I just play both, don't I? Because, like, if he brawls here, then I just play N'Zoth, and how does he ever deal with N'Zoth? Okay, that's brawl number 2. If he doesn't kill either of these, then I don't think I play N'Zoth, but I mean, that's fine. I just play the Dreadlord and my board is still scary. Interesting attack. So is Dreadlord better than Blackwing? Blackwing has bigger numbers on it. Dreadlord does make my demon pool for N'Zoth a little bit better, since I have Flame Imps in there. Dreadlord also lets me tap, which may be relevant with this hand. Let's go tap Dreadlord. Maybe we can snipe something with the Blackwing. That'll take a while to deal with. I mean, I guess the Blackwing's good here, right?
I have no
He double value trades. School Spirits is surprisingly good. I think it's gotta be one of the AoE cards. Let's tap and maybe we can hit Body of Cthulhu. Circus Amalgam works too. So the only thing my N'Zoth is missing at this point is Darkmoon Rabbit, which is probably not super relevant. What even is the cap on my N'Zoth? 2 Circus Amalgams, Dragon, Elemental, Demon. So yeah, I do need the Darkmoon Rabbit to get full value, but whatever. A 6 minion N'Zoth is pretty decent. Well, I get a dragon here that guarantees a snipe on that, right? Ooh, bad demon. It was the most likely demon though, right? The best demon here definitely would have been something with Death Rattle, but I'm not sure he can deal with this board. Yeah, looks like he can't. Yeah, we're just the superior big deck. No big deal. The Paladin matchup. I think I just keep all of these spells. The Scheme Darkest Hour is really good if he plays Nosdormu. It's potentially good to just play Scheme on 5 or even 4 with this hand. He might just not be able to deal with it as Paladin. And Dark Skies is just always nice, especially to curve into a potentially surviving Scheme. Definitely cheese, Paladin. Paladin? Alright, so we're really hoping he doesn't have Allura. I think anything other than Allura, I just kind of beat. But Allura is scary. I don't know, maybe Allura is not that scary. He can't play it till turn 5, and then I can go like School Spirits, Dark Skies. Or now I have Heart of Cthulhu. School Spirits, Dark Skies definitely does more damage. So Heart of Cthulhu doesn't kill Crab Rider. It doesn't kill McGurgle. I guess it kills the War Leaders though, and that's really the important part. So like I could just play School Spirits here is what I'm getting at. I don't know. School Spirits Dark Skies. Somehow I was forgetting it, but Heart of Cthulhu also doesn't kill the Allura that he would be going for on that turn. So this is, I think, just a better board clear. And like if he plays Nosdormu or whatever here, I'm just fine with that. So we'll play for the one thing I'm concerned about. This is a bit weird though. Like I could play Scheme here, but it's like if I play the Scheme then suddenly I'm not doing so good against Nosdormu, but like he would have played Nosdormu here if he had it, right? I mean, this is only 4 damage. Maybe I just eat it for a turn. And then like maybe there's a world where next turn is Dark Skies Coin Scheme. Depending on whether or not I get a Lurid. So Dark Skies needs to deal 8, which it easily does. And he's playing Wandmaker, so he's probably... I could play Hysteria instead of Dark Skies. But yeah, he's probably not playing Consecration, because I assume he's just playing Cheese Paladin. So I'm definitely going 3 mana AoE and then Coin Scheme. I just don't know which AoE is better. How good is Hysteria going forward? I mean, I guess Hysteria is good against like... It's probably like way better on the N'Zoth turn or something. I can use it to target like a Darkmoon Rabbit potentially. Dark Skies is probably the card I want to burn here. He can just have Crab Rider this turn, which would be kind of annoying. But as long as it's just 1 Crab Rider, I can still get 3 out of Darkest Hour. No more rush minions, please. Armor Vendor's fine. He can't play Fishy Flyer now. Okay, cool. I'll take the 3-unit Darkest Hour for sure. This is a pretty good set of minions. Scrapyard Colossus or Enhanced Dreadlord would have been better than the 2 on the outside, but it's nice to dodge the Willow and the N'Zoth since those are the better ones to actually draw. I definitely did not get a game-ending swing out of this. What on earth are those attacks? I've never been more confused in my life. So the question here is tap or strongman. I can play strongman for 0 next turn, so it's a bit of a waste, but it's not like I can really do anything with my mana this turn. Unless I tap into like Body of Cthulhu or Circus Amalgam. Maybe Derailed Coaster? If I allow for Derailed Coaster to be an okay play, then we're at 4 out of 18. Still kind of bad, right? It's like 22%. Don't have to worry about Darkmoon Rabbit this turn, fortunately. Yep, tip the scales. I mean, I assumed this is probably what was coming down here, but I still don't really understand why he traded the way he did last turn. That was weird. Well, the buffs on the fishy flyers aren't going to mean much. Well, maybe they will, actually. This could be Hysteria on the Divine Shield minion. Just gonna let my Blackwing live. Maybe he didn't have a choice. Well, School Spirit's Heart of Cthulhu clears. Actually, I guess I just have lethal pretty often if I just Hysteria his taunt. Hysteria his taunt sucks a lot if he hits exactly into my 3-2. Let's go for the lethal. I don't know what the math on that was, but I was definitely favored to lethal him there.
Our gifts are not your weapons, War Chief.
Darkest Hour definitely a keep. Let's try to hit one of the token cards. Derailed Coaster is a token card. And it's always nice to not hit N'Zoth off Darkest Hour. Okay, Reform Scheme. So how do we play this? Maybe like turn 4 Scheme, turn 5 Coaster, turn 6 Darkest Hour? Although Warrior does give me a lot of time. So like I can just save coin and go turn 8 Darkest Hour. Like that's pretty fine. Assuming that he deals the Coaster on 5. Yeah, I don't think I like playing a 3 imp scheme here. I don't even really want to play Coaster here. Like, we're up to the point in the mana where you can just have Brawl. I don't really think anything past this point matters. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to sneak this in underneath a Twisting Nether or something. So, I think it makes sense to just play a 6/6 here. And we're probably committed to the turn 8 Darkest Hour. So I'm assuming he just drew a Wrench Caliber. Oh, well, that's a good 1/1. Let's play a nice Amalgam here. I've drawn a lot of Cthulhu pieces already. Which is good, I guess, because if I'm trying to Cthulhu by running out of cards, I'm just going to be dead to bombs. So the real question here is... Well, no, I guess I never coin out Willow without a demon in my hand. Let's just play this thing. And I have 9 cards in hand, so no tapping. The opponent might be tempted to Brawl here, which would be very good for me. Alright, let's see if he has the second AoE. Where'd it go? There it is. Alright, I got plenty of death rattles. What if he has Brawl? The Scrapyard Colossus lives, and then Blade Storm. I'd still have a Scrapyard Colossus in play. He does have the Blade Storm, but I still have a lot of stats. 21. So not quite lethal. Alright, definitely not lethal now, but still a nice board position. Oh, that does 2 damage. This Willow only has 1 demon left, so no use trying to hold it to draw a demon. And the demon I pull has a death rattle, so that might help win the game, although I really just don't know what my opponent can do about this board. Don't think Deathwing is going to get the job done. Okay. Man, I feel good about that matchup if my opponent drew both Brawls and a Blade Storm and still got stomped. Alright, so at the beginning of yesterday's video, I said my record with this deck was 12-12. Well, I've played a little bit more since then, and now my record is 14-12. So yeah, that's sick. I mean, can you really ask for better than a 54% win rate over 26 games? I don't think so. So yeah, this deck is sick, obviously. But I do think there are some improvements to be made to it. It didn't really feel like Deck of Chaos was pulling its weight. It's pretty good, like with Darkmoon Rabbit, it's good with Scrapyard Colossus. But I think this deck just like has to be playing Runaway Blackwing, right? It doesn't do anything with Blackwing. It doesn't really do anything with Strongman. Doesn't do much with Ring Matron, or not that impressive with the smaller things either. So I don't think I like the Deck of Chaos that much. But I do think Deck of Chaos could be good depending on how you build the deck. And there are definitely different directions you could take the deck in. Like, I'm currently playing a Willow package and a N'Zoth package. You could play around with the packages themselves, or you could cut them entirely. In the past, I've played Galakron in this deck, because Dragonblight Cultist is a good Darkest Hour enabler, and like Shield of Galakron is pretty fine as well. You could play a quest build with plot twists, and then like Fellord Betrug looks pretty good. Also, I think it's pretty reasonable to play either of the other old gods. Why do I have 2 Yashirajas? Fuck out of here. Yeah, I do think it's pretty reasonable to play either of these. With Yashiraj, obviously we're already playing Strongman. It's not that hard to fit Cascading Disaster in this deck, although it was a little bit awkward. And then like Yogg's pretty fine, because after you play Darkest Hour, you pull all the minions out and you're drawing all your spells. So like either of these old gods could be included. Or we could just circle back to the Deck of Chaos, and instead of playing these big packages, you can just play like instead of Runaway Blackwing, you can play like Ysera and Zeraku, like big dragons that really benefit from it. If you want to go that route, the most important addition is probably going to be Batterhead. That's not Batterhead. Batterhead becomes like a 3-mana 8/12, which is pretty insane. That's something you could definitely choose to play. I guess Twin Tyrant is maybe better than the other dragons I mentioned. So yeah, this deck is like pretty open-ended. But I think I am leaning toward the best build being like something close to what I have right now. I think one change I would make is probably swapping out the Ring Matrons for Aranasi Broodmothers. There are definitely some decks on ladder that just try to murder you, This is arguably a better hit off Willow or Darkest Hour anyway. And it doesn't pollute your N'Zoth pool with 3/2 demons if you care about that. Something else to look at is going to be the derailed coasters. I don't think I ever really had any games where I just got to play this on 5 and curve it into Darkest Hour. If you want this slot to fulfill that role, I think it's probably better to play Eccentric Scribe. I didn't want to play the Eccentric Scribe originally because it seemed really redundant with Ring Matron. But like, maybe without the Matron we can cut the coasters for Scribes. Scribe is just good because like, it's fine to pull off Darkest Hour, or if you have to play it on turn 6, it enables Darkest Hour. I have in the past felt that it was pretty good in this deck. What else? I have talked a bit about Deck of Chaos. I think with this build I would probably end up cutting it. And at a glance, I guess I would add another School Spirits. But that slot could also be like Plague of Flames is pretty fine in this deck. It gives you another use for the scheme. And it's good with the Eccentric Scribe tokens. Maybe if you feel like it's a Plague of Flames meta, you would try to go the Galakron route. Also, going the Galakron route allows you to play Sack Pact, which is maybe pretty relevant. This deck gets pretty murdered by Rogue. So yeah, there's like a lot of options with this deck. This is probably the one that I'll continue playing. But really, with a deck as powerful as this that can go, 14 and 12, it probably doesn't matter too much the specifics, you're just going to be winning anyway.